Hey everyone, this is Jorge Soto and you're watching Startups Unedited.
Ash, how are you?
Hey, what's up, bro? So happy to be here.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate your time. I'm glad we got the shot set up.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's California sun for you, bro.
Absolutely. Well, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your background? How'd you actually become this individual who's helping so many people, young people, millennials get inspired about entrepreneurship and starting their own businesses?
Yeah, happy to do that. So I've been an entrepreneur myself for almost 10 years. I've done different aspects of being an entrepreneur. I've co-founded one or two companies. I've been a community builder. I've both on a local level and on a national level working with groups like Startup America, the White House. I've written books on entrepreneurship, and I've mentored hundreds of entrepreneurs on the pitch side and how to get their brand position, communication, more on the media side. And I do a lot of media kind of content and things of that sort. But one day I did an interview with an individual who's a really well-known kind of fitness entrepreneur. And we had just developed this total bromance, and we just hung out, and we're just after, and he's like, "What do you really want to do with your life? Like, you've done all this great stuff, but there's something that's lacking in your profession or whatever." And I said, "You know what? I want to create a new type of media company, a way that could allow early stage companies and younger, hungry-minded entrepreneurs get the right content, have ways for themselves to get promoted, kind of feel like they're part of like a movement, like a community, and they can get helpful content from investors and mentors, and then be able to buy like products that can help them become a better entrepreneur." And that was kind of the genesis of Youngry.
That's pretty awesome. Well, you're based in LA now. We share a couple mutual friends, Cam Kashani out there. Shout out to Cam. She's awesome. You know, Cam, I love you. The godmother of Silver Beach over there. You know, what's the latest and greatest right now? I spoke to the Mucker guys the other day, Tony Adam. I don't know if you know Tony.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, so Tony and I go way back. What's the current state of the LA startup ecosystem?
It's thriving, and I mean that with sincerity. I think what's happening, I always use this analogy that LA and the greater LA areas are like 10, 15 years behind the momentum that Silicon Valley has. Silicon Valley, for among many reasons, one of the reasons why they thrive so well is they have a lot of ingrained networks. They have a lot of access to capital down the street. You have all these accelerators, workspaces, things like that. There's a lot of money in LA. There's a lot of great entrepreneurs in LA. And there's a lot of great people who want to give and help. And I would say that that's now, you're seeing that more and more emerging. So look out for the next few years. But I think it's pretty upbeat, pretty positive. I think the Dollar Shave Club acquisition was something that was definitely a great example of a community-built venture, because they went through a venture studio. They got local investors outside of other investors, of course. They got a lot of people on their exec team that were, local founders and mentors and advisors and staff and all those things. And so
they went through science, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Science program?
Yeah, they went through science. And so I think that's an example of more things to come,
Awesome. Yeah, let's unpack that a little bit. What was that for the community? I mean, that's a big deal, right? To go from Dollar Shave Club, LA, kind of like base startup that was really taking this kind of traditional market and really, really sort of modernizing it, right? Being able to create a subscription service, for shavers, right? Who would have thought? What did that actually mean for the community? Like, were people going just absolutely nuts out of excitement for the community?
Yeah, they were. And I'll tell you why people were excited. The team has really done a lot with the community. So I have a good friend. She's a really well-known tech journalist. Her name is Jessica Naziri. And like the day that acquisition got announced, she posted on Facebook, like, "I'm so proud of these guys. Here's like an interview I did 2-3 years ago." And if you read that interview, the guys are hungry. They just wanted to like hustle. They wanted to like make a dent. They wanted to like do what they needed to do. And it just shows you that like this wasn't like an overnight game. This was like something where they built it, they hustled, they made their pivots, I'm sure, and the community just involved with them. It's not. I'll give you an example where that didn't happen. Can I give you that example?
Yeah, totally.
So you've heard of Oculus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Oculus is interesting. They got bought by Facebook, and eventually they left SoCal. mean, that's kind of weird, right? I mean, you develop your platform, you're in SoCal, and then you get acquired, and then you kind of like, all right, peace, we're going to the mothership in Palo Alto.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's bad. I mean, that's just an example of something that's a big success in SoCal, but it's not a community grown thing where like they were with you from day one and they're helping you throughout all the stages. No, you got some traction, you got acquired, you packed up. So I think Dollar Shave Club is the antithesis of that typical model where like, oh, if you get acquired or this, you have to go to New York City or Silicon Valley.
Totally. And I think I would argue that if you look at where publishers are and you look at consumer facing businesses like MySpace, remember LA, right? You know, the bands and the whole nine.
Yeah.
Yes, Facebook was started out over there in Cambridge, but you know, if you started to think about the celebrities on Facebook that really started to drive a lot of engagement, all those sort of, you know, at Twitter we used to call it VI tweets, you know, these VIP users. And so if you start to think about those folks, where are those folks? Those folks are in New York. Those folks are in LA, right? And LA is massive for content. So I'd argue it's a great market for consumer-facing stuff as well.
Yeah, not just that, but I think we get cool. So we're not like New York City where we create like these fashion brands, but I think the lifestyle of SoCal makes the branding and the way we position ourselves is just cool. Like if you look at these consumer brands, they're kind of cool for their industries. They look like Honest Company. It's like a cooler version of selling like products to help moms. You know, you look at Dollar Shave Club, like it's inherently just a cooler like subscription box to get like basic razors, which is not like a novel thing, but they just made it cool.
Yeah.
We have that cool factor, and I don't know, I think it's the SoCal vibe that brings that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about creating a movement as a startup. I mean, you're creating a movement right now, you know, with Youngry and all the amazing things that you're doing. You know, we immediately fell in love with the concept when we first connected. What is that all about? And if I'm a startup founder, how should I start to be thinking about this concept of I am creating a movement?
Sure. So I want to give you a quick backstory on why this whole movement idea kind of came about for Youngry. So there's probably two people involved with Youngry that have really helped me shape this type of thinking. One is my co-founder. So he's the co-founder of the fitness brand I mentioned. It's called Shreds. Now Shreds sells fitness products. They sell whey protein, fat burner pills, nootropics, just stuff to make you get fit. And if you study Shreds, they're all about, we're here to change lives. And we're not stopping till 1 million people's lives are transformed. Very big, bold statement. One of our advisors for Youngry is I call him a entrepreneur rock star because he literally is. I mean, if you look him up, his name is Ryan Blair. He wrote the best-selling book, Nothing to Lose, Everything to Gain. And he's the CEO, co-founder of a fitness product company called Visalis. And if you study Visalis, which is, I mean, I'm not going to brag about their numbers because they're privately held, but they're doing really well. The key that's made Visalis really well is that they unite people who want to lose weight, get fit, and they do these 90-day challenges. Like, be part of the Visalis family. Join the campaign. Join the revolution. Last part about this example, you look at the best political campaigns. Barack Obama, Yes We Can. Love him or hate him, but Donald Trump's Make America Great. It's like a movement for getting a certain type of voter, right? Yes We Can is for like a certain type of voter for Barack Obama. Even Bernie Sanders, to a certain degree, did the movement, and which is why he connected with so much of the mass in our country, mass amount of people. When I did Youngry, when I was doing Youngry, we first were positioning it as a content play. Because at the end of the day, Youngry is, if you want to go to the business model, a site that provides amazing content, a way to connect with entrepreneurs and e-commerce products. Now, that's one way I could position Youngry. Or we can truthfully say, no, we're a movement to unite entrepreneurs. We're like the ESPN for entrepreneurship. We celebrate entrepreneurship culture. And the moment we shifted...
Amen, man. I love that. You know that gets me fired up.
I love that, bro. I can see the way you're like grinning. Thanks,
yeah.
So the way I positioned it with our team and learning from guys like my partner and Ryan Blair and these other examples, you know, we're not here just to create a great business and thrive. We're here to also really empower this entrepreneur generation. And what I love about entrepreneurship is that it's borderless. It doesn't matter what culture. It doesn't even matter what your political affiliation is. It doesn't even matter where you live, to be honest. If you're an entrepreneur,
about being human, absolutely.
About being human, then we're here to help you thrive. And why I'm bringing this all up to answer your question now, that was the past. Now let's get to the focus about your question. To create a compelling business, I feel the future is finding that commonality with your core community and making everyone feel and be a part of it. And then you create an authentic base of people that just want to make it go epic. So Youngry's ecosystem, or our core audience, are three types of people: entrepreneurs, mentors, and investors. The movement to unite entrepreneurs, investors want to do that because they have better deals to fund. Mentors love it because there's so many great mentors that just want to pay it forward and tell you how they did that, done that, how to overcome things. And of course, entrepreneurs love it because they're going to be better at their hustle. So that's an example of how, like, I use the movement mentality to do that. And you're one of the first people to hear this. I am so inspired by this movement that I've been able to create with Youngry, and we still have a lot of work to do, that I'm actually going to create a book called The Movement Economy. I'm actually literally developing the idea, and I'm going to use what we did with Youngry, use these examples, and then take it to the moon, because more companies need to realize we live in a movement-based world now.
Awesome. Ash, you're getting me fired up, man. Really appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. I know it's a Sunday.
No worries.
You know how we work, man. We hustle every day, right?
Yeah.
If folks want to get in contact with you, learn more about Youngry and all the amazing things that you are doing, what's the best Twitter handle to reach you?
Yeah. So I'm going to give a Twitter handle. I'm going to give my email, and I'll tell you why in a second. Twitter, follow Youngry at Stay Youngry, STAYYOUNGRY. Now, if you were inspired by this interview, and if you want a free copy of my first entrepreneur book, a digital version, send me an email. I'm going to send you a free copy, ash@youngry.com. That's ash@youngry.com.
Ash, have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.